What is up, everyone? Oh my goodness. Can you believe that it is the last day of our live training series? This morning, I was literally talking to my team about how fast time passes by. It is such a pleasure just kind of seeing a lot of familiar faces in the chat. Many of you guys have also decided to join us inside BOSSGRAM Academy, which I'm really excited about. So let's kick it off because today's training is jam-packed and I cannot wait for you guys to get all of the juicy nuggets. Now, comment in the chat. The question that I have for you today, because it's the last training, is how have you been liking the training so far? And of the three that you might have been to, which one has been your favorite? Or maybe you can't even pick a favorite. I would personally love to know which training has landed the most for you. And then that way in the future, maybe I can double down on those particular topics. Now, we always go through housekeeping notes. So remember, review the chat rules in the description box. Let's keep it positive and good vibes only. If you have a question, tag Team Vanessa in the chat. Tonight is the last night where you can actually watch all of the replays. So if you haven't signed up for our list yet at www.followerstoclients.com/live, I highly recommend it because the replays will be expiring tonight. Same with the BOSSGRAM Academy offer. And speaking of BJ, if you have any questions about our paid program, you can ask it in the live chat, or if you want to ask it privately, ask it at support@vanessalau.co. Now, important reminder, tonight is the last opportunity to enroll inside the BOSSGRAM Academy at $997 and get the content repurposing bonus on top of getting our last call bonus as well. We introduced this over the weekend. And basically what it is when you enroll inside the BOSSGRAM Academy during this time period, you will also get my KPI tracker, key performance indicator. Basically what it is, it's a full spreadsheet that my team and I developed in order to track all of our sales, our client, and our social media metrics. This has allowed me to really get a good understanding of whether my business is hitting our income goals or not, or our social media goals. You've seen me screenshot this spreadsheet many times in social media and the past trainings that we've done. But on top of this, because I want to make sure you guys are set up for success, because I know many of you guys who will be joining BOSSGRAM Academy will be launching your businesses in 2022, you also get a 2-hour live group coaching call with me. And on that group coaching call, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you set up this tracker, personalize it for your business, and answer any questions that you have, as well as give my tips in terms of how to set up your year right for your new business. Now, the KPI tracker will be released on January 5th, 2022, and the group call will take place on January 6th at 10 a.m. PST. And if you are not able to make it, we also have replays. So this is only available up until tonight. So make sure you take advantage of it. This is our last call bonus for you, the KPI tracker and the 2-hour live group coaching call with me to kick off the new year together. Also, I noticed in the chat, many of you guys have also signed up for the BOSSGRAM Academy. From the last chat, I saw Chunman join BJ after the Monday training. Patrick has really raved about the program since joining. He said it's the best investment he's ever made. Alyssa, Cecilia has also raved about BJ. And I also saw many of you guys in the chat right now talk about how you guys have joined BJ as well, which is incredible. And I cannot wait for you guys to unravel all the amazing things that are inside the program. Like I said, the live stream replays expire tonight at www.followerstoclients.com/live so that you get a link to all 4 replay trainings. And once this training is done, my team will ASAP Rocky put in the replay for this training as well. So you have everything in one place. As always, as you've seen for the past trainings, stay until the end for the FAQ section. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Vanessa. I feel like at this point, all of you guys have known me right now, but the purpose of these trainings is really to help you identify the gaps that may be preventing you from launching your coaching business. And also today's training is really unique because I'm going to share with you just basically more about courses too, and how to actually scale up your one-on-one coaching offer. Because I know many of you are also interested in expanding your businesses in the future. That's the dream that you might have. Now, in the last workshop, what we covered when we talked about content is we talked about what content to create at each stage of the buyer's journey. The buyer's journey is something that's going to be reintroduced today, but in a sales context, which is going to be super exciting for all of you. What objectives to set for each stage of the funnel and the specific Instagram features to leverage, as well as what systems can be created so you can offload content delivery. These are things that we covered in the last workshop. Now, we are on our last stretch. So we've talked about mindset. Great. We've talked about niche. We've talked about content. Now it's time to loop everything together and talk about how you can actually maximize your sales as a new coach and prevent a lot of the rookie mistakes that might happen that are preventing you from making more income in your new coaching business. Because here are the three mistakes that I notice block income for a lot of new coaches that are just starting out. The first one is right business model, but wrong time. Many of you guys have a dream business model in mind, but the timing of introducing this business model is going to be really important. We're going to dive deep into that. The second one is your offers are not scalable. What exactly does scalability mean? In today's training, I'm going to talk about that because even as a new coach, you want to make sure, and especially if you're joining BGA, we talk about this in depth, is setting up a strong foundation for your business. So when you have the experience and when you have the capital and when you decide to scale it up, whether it's hiring a team, doing a group coaching offer, doing a course, or whatever else, your one-on-one offer and how you set up your business is strong enough to do that. And then the last thing is you don't know your numbers. So today I'm going to really go over the sales numbers that you need to keep track of and how to identify what might be broken in your funnel in order for you to actually recuperate sales. So if you're ever struggling with sales, this is going to be a perfect training for you. Now, I'm going to take a sip of water and let's dive in because I'm going to be talking about the three most common business models first. All right. So when you are thinking of starting a coaching business, which many of you guys are, these are the most common like business models or how you structure your offer for most coaches. One-on-one coaching, which I've talked about a lot, group coaching, and done for you courses. These are kind of the top three. Now, there's obviously a lot of different ones like hybrids. There's so many different other options, masterminds, but we're just going to zone in on these three because I know 3 years ago when I started, these were kind of the three that I was really gravitated towards. Now, I want to go over which one is right for you depending on your scenario. So let's say it's a one-on-one group coaching program. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because it's going to tie into it a lot of the things that I'm going to say later on. If it's a one-on-one coaching program, the reason why this is what we teach inside BGA is because it's really perfect for anyone who maybe has less than 10,000 followers on social media, don't have experience necessarily working with a lot of clients, don't have a proven, repeatable system for results yet, and are short on funds and don't have a lot to invest. Setting up a one-on-one coaching program is very, very simple. You could use free software for virtually everything versus when you actually start scaling up into courses, you start looking at automations and tech and all those things to sustain a course. Those kind of get a little bit more expensive over time because there's going to be more software that's required. Not only this, when you have, one-on-one coaching, you're able to trade up your time. And so you're able to charge more. And I'm going to talk more about that later on. Now, if you are someone who already has an established client base, if you're already booked out with clients and you're feeling exhausted, you want to scale up your offer so that you can help more people and you want to increase your impact outside of one-on-one work, then launching another one-on-one coaching offer is likely not for you, and BGA will likely not be a good fit for you. And I'm going to talk about why later on. Now, group coaching, on the other hand, is perfect for you if you have a program that's been tested with one-on-one clients, because if you know that you can get results for one person or two people or three people, you can start moving towards actually creating results for a group of people at the same time. It's also perfect for you if you are ready to coach or consult a group of people at the same time. Like I said, if you have a smaller following or traffic sources or inconsistent traffic sources on social media, group coaching is a really great option because you can charge higher ticket for a group coaching container. And also, if you are finding that many of your one-on-one clients have a similar profile and have similar problems and needs, you can also launch a group coaching program. And inside BJ, we actually have a lot of our clients that end up launching group coaching programs because through BGA, they realize, whoa, I'm getting a lot of results with my one-on-one coaching clients within the first few modules. And so I'm actually going to launch with a group coaching program. And so we actually have seen many of our students do this route because they feel confident to do this. Now, group coaching is not for you if you don't have a program that you've tested with individuals before. Like I said, you have not gotten results for other people with your process, and you don't have an established niche or ideal client avatar. And later on, I'm going to talk about why these things are important for your business in order to scale up. Next, we've got done for you courses. And I know I'm sharing all of this stuff. It might be like, oh, I already know this already, but this is going to set the foundation of all the different things that I'm going to be teaching you later today. Now, done for you courses, on the other hand, is perfect for you if you already have your process tested with a group of people and you've gotten consistent results with them. So when I started BGA, it wasn't a done for you course at first. It was a one-on-one program, then a group program, and then now it's the way that it is today because I've worked with so many people and I know what's needed to be in my program in order to get results. It also is perfect for you if you have consistent traffic sources or maybe a bigger audience. Now, this depends on the price point of your course. And later on, I'm going to talk about how those numbers are going to come into play. It's also perfect if you notice that if you, let's say you have a group coaching program and you notice that in your group coaching calls, all your clients are asking the same questions over and over again. That's a good indication that you likely need to include that in your course so that you can reduce the amount of time that you're spending on these calls with your clients, especially if they're asking the same things over and over again. It's also perfect if you actually have the revenue and the team to manage automated tech systems and customer support fulfillment. When you have a done for you course and you sell it at scale, as your client base grows, your team and your business infrastructure needs to grow with it. And so these are things that you need to keep into consideration when you launch a course. Not, it's not for you if, let's say, you haven't been able to get results for a group of clients or one-on-one clients, meaning you don't have a proven process. We're going to talk about what a proven process looks like later. You haven't nailed your ideal client avatar. You don't have any resources really to maintain the tech and the systems and the high volume of potential payment failures that might come with a done-for-you program. Now, remember in our first training when we talked about, I think it was like the mindset and how to actually get started, I walked you through the roadmap of working with beta clients all the way to scaling from an evergreen program. And as you can see, it is a step-by-step process. And you're going to see later on why this is important. Because one of the top mistakes, and this is the first mistake we're going to talk about, is many people, including myself, don't want to trade time for money and prefer to make passive income. How many of you wish that for your business? You don't want to trade time for money and you prefer to make passive income. But what ends up happening if you are a new coach that is just starting out is that it's going to mislead you into thinking that launching a done for you course or a group coaching program should be the first product that you do. And the reason why a lot of us think that way is because we look up to a lot of Jenna Kutcher's, James Wedmore's, Amy Porterfield's, all of our favorite coaches and consultants and whatever else, they all have courses. Myself, I have a course. And so many of you look at that and be like, I want that for myself. And so let me launch a course or a group coaching program as my very first offer. That's going to present a lot of problems for you when it comes to scaling up. And even though you think that you are fast tracking your way to success, it is actually going to slow you down. And so let's talk about it. Let's say you're someone out of the 208 people who are in this chat right now. Let's say you want to launch a course in the future. I'm going to talk about the 3 components of a successful course. And if you feel you have these right now, then you'd be a good fit to launch a course. And if you don't, then I want you to hang on because I'm going to share with you what you need to do instead. Number 1, you must have a clear ideal client avatar and niche. This means that when you are very specific with the one person you are trying to solve or you are trying to help within your course, that means that there's going to be less customization in your program. And inside your program, it's going to be very clear that every single lesson, every single module, every single thing that you're teaching is going to get majority of your clients' results because they all fit the same avatar. You want to ask yourself these 3 questions. What stage is everyone at? What problems do they have? And what results are they hoping for? So let's say in the BOSSGRAM Academy, if you fit my ideal client avatar, the stage that most people are at inside BJ is they're just starting out. They haven't signed any clients yet because they have been struggling in their coaching business or they haven't even launched, like they haven't even defined their niche yet. It's just really starting from scratch. What problems do they have? They have the same problems and therefore they ask the same questions. They struggle with their mindset. They struggle with Instagram. They struggle with creating an offer, their niche, launching, all those things that we cover inside BJ. And what result are they hoping for? Majority, almost everyone in my program, the result that they're hoping for is 5 to 10K months. They're able to actually sign their first few paid clients. They can launch their programs and finally say that they have something and that they've worked with clients. Now, why is this important? If everyone in your program has the same client avatar, meaning that they all have similar problems, similar stages, and everything, what that's going to do is, sorry, it's covering it, is it's going to increase the number of testimonials that you get because majority of your students are getting the results, and it's going to help you with having clearer marketing. So when people prospects are going onto your sales page, they see that everyone has gotten similar results, and therefore it's going to increase their trust in your program. It also builds a stronger community. So let's say you have a Facebook group with your course. If let's say you have multiple different clients, so let's say in BGA, if we had new coaches mixed in with experienced coaches, mixed in with people that are seven figures, mixed in with all these people, then it's going to dilute the quality of my community because people are going to be asking questions that aren't relevant to everyone. Or let's say in my program, I have coaches, I have e-commerce people, I have Etsy sellers, I have graphic designers. If I have everyone in that container, then when they ask a question about their graphic design business, then the other student who's a coach is going to be like, well, this program sucks because nothing that's being asked is related to what I'm going through. Does that make sense to you guys? This is the importance of making sure that your program is suitable for that one type of person. And that's why for me, when you email us at support@vanessalau.co or you ask us, is this program well suited for me? We are honest with you in terms of if it's the right fit, because we don't want to dilute our program by having so many different people. And we also don't want you to not get the results that the program is intended for. Not only this, when you talk to one person in your program, it creates happier customers because they're like, wow, everything that I'm learning is relevant to me. And therefore, it reduces the amount of refunds that you get because everything is relevant to what they want to learn. The community is suitable for them. They're getting the support that they need from their peers. Everyone is going through the same thing. And so that is what's going to increase the value of your program. The second component, and let me know in the chat if this is like hitting for you in terms of seeing things this way, because a lot of you guys want to speak to everyone, but it's actually going to damage the scalability and the longevity of your programs if you speak to everyone in your business. The second thing is a proven process backed by social proof. What this means is once you start actually attracting a consistent ideal client, if you actually wanted to do a done for you program, a course, you have to make sure that everyone is going through the same framework, and that after going through that framework, after going through that system, they will all, majority of them will get results if they follow it to the T. And so the question that you need to ask is, can people within your ideal client avatar get results without you? Many of you want to create passive income. What does passive income mean? It means that you don't have to lift a finger in order to make the money. But if you want to not lift a finger, you don't want to do any calls, you don't want to do anything, then that means that your process in your program must be really, really strong in order to get everyone results so that you don't have to trade time for money and hop on multiple calls. Remember, a proven process cannot be created if you have multiple types of clients in your program either, right? A clear ideal client is a must. So if you had 3 different avatars going into your program, but you have one process, not all of the people in your program is going to get results. And so that's why you need to first have a very clearly defined client avatar. You know everything that they're going through. And then you need to have a proven process that's going to get everyone results without you. Why this is important. If you have a proven process, it allows you to stop trading time for money. It creates predictable results for your clients, meaning that the clients, everyone that's going through it, is getting similar results. And so you have peace of mind that it's consistent. And lastly, it also creates predictability within your business. So let's say with the BOSSGRAM Academy, we've nailed our process down pretty much to a T. We still continue to update it. I'm always looking at what's working, what's not working. And then every year I'm updating it. You know what I mean? And so in order to create predictability for your business, what this means is that if your process is packed down to a T and you've got multiple people going through it, I can easily say, okay, on average, our students complete the program in X months. At this point in the program, everyone would have gotten beta clients. At this point in the program, this is the stage that they're at. That's the stage that they're at when they launch, yada, yada, yada. It's predictable. And when it's predictable, my team is able to create canned responses for customer support. We're able to actually market our program really well. When you guys have questions that you ask in the chat, how long is it going to take for me to get results? I'm able to answer it because I have the data and I have the process. And so if you don't have any of these, later on, I'm going to show you what to do instead. This is Vivian. She's a fitness coach that made 6 figures within her time in BJ, but she emailed Kylie and she said, I've been in digital marketing for over 9 years. I've spent over $10,000 in programs, including some by big names like Tony Robbins and everything. I opened up Vanessa's program and it just blew every single course out of the water. It can't even compare. Seriously, this is the best course I've ever seen, from the customer support to the actual course content. Now, here's what she said. In a lot of the programs that she's been in, because she has a digital marketing background, she actually had to help a lot of other students set up their tech because it wasn't covered in the program or it wasn't comprehensive enough. She literally said, wow, for once, I actually don't have to help any students, and all the students in your program know how to set up all the tech because you're sharing it step by step. You taught the how. And so what this means is that we have perfected our process so much that it takes out the guesswork in it. You could literally get results without me being there, without other people going in and helping you set up the tech, because we've added all those things in our program. You need to get that experience and all those things in order to do this. And that is why it is a rookie mistake for many people to launch a course as their first product, because it's going to hurt your clients in the long run. Now, the third component to it is consistent traffic sources. Now, this is dependent on your pricing. So the lower priced your products, the more consistent traffic you will be required to bring in. So ask yourself, do you have a growing audience to sustain the income goals of your online course? So let's say your program is less than $1,000. You want to ask yourself, if you want to make a 10K month, or you want to make $50,000 in a year or $20,000, how many units do you need to sell? Why this is important is if you want to make $10,000, your course is $500, you're going to need 20 students. If you want to make $10,000 every month, you're going to need 20 students every month. Ask yourself, are you continuously growing your audience larger enough to sustain that over time? And if not, you're going to need to increase your prices or restructure and do something else. But mostly it's a pricing thing as well. Versus, let's say you have a one-on-one offer, which is what we recommend any coach to start, even if it's temporary, is let's say you want to make 10,000, your program that you launch in full is 3,000, you only need 3 clients. So if you have a smaller audience, or maybe your traffic sources, you're working on it, then it's a little bit more manageable and you're able to make more money. So the bottom line is that for your done for you course, to be successful, you must have a proven process that can get a group of people results without coaching calls or any customization to individuals. In BJ, we've worked with about almost 6,000 clients. For each person, it's not possible, and I'm not going to go into the emails and, hey, for your business, this is specifically what I would do, yada, yada, yada. If I want to help people at scale, my process needs to already do that for them. I need to have all those things baked into my program and baked into my community, right? So that takes time to build. Now, for your group coaching program, the bottom line is that for a group program, because you can still do calls, you can still help people and answer their questions and customize it a little bit. What you have to be clear on is who that ideal client is, so that you can coach them in a group setting. Because if everyone is in different stages, how frustrating is it to be in a group that you paid lots of money for and people are asking questions that relate nothing to your business, right? I've been in programs like that where like people were asking questions and I'm like, okay, I can't take anything away from that because I'm in a totally different situation. That's going to increase the amount of me actually refunding that program or being upset and not leaving a testimonial because it wasn't relevant to me. And so in order to increase the value of your programs, you must be able to make sure, especially if it's a group program, that everyone in that group container has the similar avatar. So this leads back to, what do you do instead? This is exactly why even in BJ, we have tons of clients that want to do group coaching programs, tons of clients that want to do courses, but we get them to do one-on-one coaching first because number one, you get to charge high ticket. So about 4 figures per client, let's say, when you launch. Majority of our clients charge at least 4 figures for their group coaching, for their one-on-one coaching programs. So if you have a small audience, that means you'll need less clients to make more. Not only this, when you are in a one-on-one coaching container, you're able to test your strategies with individuals instead of a group. So what this means is that you have more control over the result. When you are working with people at the one-on-one level, let's say you have a little hiccup. Your client's not happy with you, or there's something that could be improved. Well, instead of trying to cater to a group of people at the same time all at once and be put in an awkward place, you can speak to that person one-on-one and maybe refine the program just for that person or for your process or whatever else. You have more control over the outcome. Not only this, when you actually work in a one-on-one setting, the more intimate that you can be with your clients, the less amount of refunds that there are. I know that when I did one-on-one coaching, no refunds, nothing. But then once you scale up into a mass program and people don't actually talk to you anymore, they kind of forget that you're human. And so they might really just refund, do all these things, whatever else. So you need to have a really strong customer support to be able to sustain those things, right? Last thing is when you start off with a one-on-one coaching program, if you do not have experience within a one-on-one container, you're going to have a better understanding of your capacity before you start working in a group setting. So let's say if you are someone who can't even handle 2 clients, how are you going to launch a group coaching program and handle 50 clients or 10 clients or 5 clients? So that's why when you are starting out, it's going to be helpful for you to start one-on-one so that you have a solid understanding of your capacity and what you're truly capable of. And if things aren't doing well or things need tweaking, then you can do it in a safe space because you have more control of the outcome. So this is one of our students or past students, and I'm hid his identity. But he actually sent us this. I think Kylie, it was like last week, he DM'd us and Kylie sent it to me. But this is what he said. Hey, Vanessa, I just want to thank you for the value you provided in the BOSSGRAM Academy. Unfortunately, I decided halfway through that I would rather create an online course rather than coaching. I recently invested into a program to help me launch my online course. I invested $18,600 to do it. The first thing that they tell me is not to create an online course yet and do coaching. And so far, they are teaching me extremely watered down information that I learned in your course. Basically, what I'm saying is that your course is extremely undervalued, and I regret my decision investing into something else rather than rejoining your group. I miss it. I miss the team and the community, and I will be back in your group after I dig myself out of debt. So, what I am saying is there's a reason. There is a reason to my madness and why I make people start with one-on-one first, even if it's temporary. For example, Alyssa understood this concept. She's a business coach for Etsy sellers. She made almost $23,000 in 11 days with her course launch, thanks to adapting the lessons that were taught in the BOSSGRAM Academy. So specifically, this is what she did. She followed our process and she worked with 3 beta clients one-on-one first, actually 2, because one of them she said it was herself. But she worked with a lovely lady for free and a lovely Etsy seller that paid her $2,000 for 3 months of coaching. Because she worked with those 2 clients and she used BGA to set it up and do all those things, she realized, whoa, with these 2 clients, I'm actually able to get my results. My system works. And so now I feel confident enough to launch a course. And that is what she did. And now she was able to make $22,000, almost 23, with 54 students in her program. And she still used a lot of the things within BGA. We teach webinars, we teach all those things, but it's on you to actually adapt them if you're doing anything beyond a one-on-one coaching program. Okay. So you can see how the contrast between the two. So remember this. Master building active income before focusing on building passive income. If you're able to actually understand how to make active income first, you're then able to set a solid foundation so that you can systemize and reduce your time and create passive income for yourself. For me, it took me about 2 years to create passive income, right? And I'm still working on trying to scale up. This allows new coaches to get more capital. So when you actually start working in a one-on-one setting and you make the money because you're working high ticket and it's easier to get clients that way, you're able to actually make more money to be able to reinvest back into your business so that you can launch your course, your group coaching program, whatever you need, hire team members in the future. That's what I did. I made about $30,000 in one-on-one coaching and I immediately reinvested it back into software like Kajabi. I hired Joyce. I did all those different things. And so I reinvested back the money I made. But if I started with a course first, I don't think I would have made $30,000 off the bat. The BJ process is literally designed to systematically take you from zero to launch while validating your offer first, with beta clients and then launching your full scalable offer at its full price. And beta clients is basically your pre-launch. So you haven't launched your thing to the public yet. You're just testing it out with a few people first, and that could be paid or free or whatever you're comfortable with. And then when you launch it, you launch your full program in full. For example, the process that we take people through, and this is the streamlined process that we've created, is the first phase is helping people clarify their offer. Then the second phase, we go through attracting how to actually use social media as the next step and create content. Then we talk about conversion. This is my system, my framework that I created so that people can officially launch their offer to the public and work with clients pay in full. And by the end of the program, they have a full functioning coaching business. All right, I'm going to take a sip, but basically that first mistake we talked about was just not diving into courses right away. And I hope that that shows you the other side of online courses that you might not be thinking of, that you need to spend time preparing for. All right, now let's talk about one-on-one work. So let's say you're like, okay, I get it. I get it. Message received. Let's do one-on-one offers. Now, the second mistake, if you are doing a one-on-one offer, which is what we teach inside BGA, is not creating a scalable one-on-one offer. So what happens is that many new coaches confuse one-on-one with being customizable. So let's say you think that, okay, well, if I'm doing one-on-one coaching, that means that the value I give is customizing everything to the client. No, one-on-one, group, done for you, all that means is access to you, the level of access that someone has to you, not necessarily the level of customization that they get in your program. Okay, so one-on-one simply means access to you, but not necessarily having a customized program. Now, I want to talk about some definitions. What exactly does it mean for something to be scalable? Because I think that on social media, in our marketing, we throw scale your business, scalability, scale all over the place, but people actually don't know what scalability means. What it means is that you can increase your revenue without a substantial increase in resources. So if you every time you make more money, every time you enroll more clients, that means that your operations breaks. That means that you have to work even more. That means A, B, C, D, F, G. Then that means that your business is not set up to be scalable yet. And so your operational resources should not substantially be increasing just because you've added more clients to your roster. Now, I will be transparent with you. One-on-one coaching is not known to be scalable because you are trading time for money. But because you're trading time for money, you're able to charge a little bit more. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't create scalability for your business. And that's the difference that we teach in BGA, is that within your one-on-one offer, we show you how to set it up so that at least it is more scalable than what most people are doing. So that if you decide to be like Alyssa and launch a course, or you decide to be one of my other students, Tiffany, that launches a group coaching program, you have the strong foundation to do it. So let's talk about the biggest culprits that are killing your income potential of a one-on-one offer. Number one, customization for each client. Again, just because something is one-on-one does not mean it is like super customizable. It does not mean everyone gets a personalized program. It simply means the level of access that they have to you. Okay. So when you create different programs for different people that have different needs and you customize everything, it's going to increase the work and time on your end. And it's going to be hard to keep track of your clients. I made this mistake. I had, different customizations for each client. And once I hit about like 6 clients, I forgot which client was doing what because it was so messy in my back end. Customization for each client is going to kill your income potential. Number 2, multiple types of clients. Very similar to what we were talking about before, even in a one-on-one offer, after you get past the beta stage, because usually in the beta stage, you might be testing it out. If you're in the validation and testing stage, it's okay to have the variations because the purpose of it is not to be scalable. The purpose of it is for you to actually see what's working. But let's say after that, you shouldn't have multiple types of clients coming through for one offer, because again, that's just going to increase customized work on your end. You also really shouldn't have too many variations of the same offer. So let's say, imagine if I told you that BGA, it could be 1 month program, or it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 12 months. And depending on what access you want or how the length of program, it's a different price point. If you have so many different lengths, it's going to break your back end. Not only this, you're the expert, right? Basically, what you're saying, let's say, okay, let's use a scenario, and I'm gonna do it full screen so you can see me. Okay, let's talk about this scenario. Okay, let's say you're interested in joining BGA, and I give you multiple payment offers. I say, okay, you could pay 997 for the 12-month program and get the result of launching your coaching business. Okay, which is what BJ is. But let's say I had another offer on my sales page that said, oh, or you could pay $200 for a 2-month program and launch your coaching business. That is confusing because obviously people are going to pick the 2-month program because they're like, oh, well, if I'm going to get the same result, if I'm going to get the same result of launching my coaching business and signing paid clients, and I can do it in less amount of time and less amount of money, why would I go for the 997 option? Right? And so you're the expert. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, for the same result, you can get it in this time frame or this time frame or this time frame. You need to be like, no, in order to launch a successful coaching business and do this, it's going to take this amount of time and I'm giving you this amount of access. Right? So having too many options is just going to confuse your prospects and also dilute the value and the expertise that you have in your program. Not only this, think about it. Full screen again. Think about it in a menu when you are ordering from a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant and like Cheesecake Factory, and they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of options on the menu, it's going to take you longer to decide what to order. Versus if you have a set menu and it's got 3 options for you, it's very clear. You're going to make a decision a lot faster. And so that is why you want to make sure that even though you think you're making more money by offering all these different payment options, all these different things, it's actually going to break your back end even more. So, what are the components of a scalable one-on-one offer? Number 1, even in a one-on-one offer, it should take someone through a framework, a system, or a process. Okay. So, for example, and I'm going to show you screenshots of what we teach in BGA later on. But in your one-on-one offer, it should be kind of similar to what we have in, like, let's say BJ. We have our followers to client system. The first phase is for you to clarify your offer. The second phase is to attract your clients, and then the last phase is to actually convert those clients and launch your offer. In your one-on-one program, you can also set up your one-on-one coaching program that way. Not only this, when you actually build out a framework, a system, or a process, and you put a name on it, there is less likelihood that people are going to copy you. And also it increases your personal branding and your leadership in the space. For me, I'm known for my followers to client system. That is something that I created. Right? So it's not just like, oh, these are all the lessons, these are all the modules. Like, no, this is the system, this is the process, and it has my name all over it. So that's what you're going to want to create. Second thing, components of a scalable one-on-one offer is it solves one problem for one type of client. Now, obviously, the benefit of doing one-on-one is people can ask questions to you. They can ask you, hey, how can I do this? I'm really stuck on this one thing. But the purpose of the program and the material should still remain the same. So let's say your program, the outcome, the result should still be about, helping people launch their coaching businesses like what I'm doing, right? I can still answer questions individually, but I'm not going to change my program because one person says that, oh, I actually don't want to launch my coaching business. I want to launch a course. Am I going to create a full-blown program for that person to launch their course? No, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. My program's actually not the right fit for that. And so let's talk about options of offboarding you. You can't customize for each person. It's only going to hurt your business and your income potential. Third thing, does not create additional operation complexities as you sign more clients. So because you have one process for one person, even in a one-on-one level, and we help you build that in BGA through working with beta clients first, it means that just because you sign more clients doesn't mean that you're going to make more changes to your program, container, or delivery. If anything, the more clients that you get, the more easier it's going to help you see how to automate, how to systemize, and everything, because everyone is within the same client profile. And like I said, over time, if it's scalable, it becomes easier to streamline, operate, and work with clients. And the more clients you bring in, the more efficient that you actually become because, hey, I've worked with these clients before. Even in BGA, in the beginning, it was like, oh my gosh, okay, what am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's normal when you're starting out in business. But then because 3 years later, I've worked with 5 to 6,000 coaches, it's like predictable. Like I know what objections are coming up. I know what questions most people have. I know where they're going to get stuck. I know what needs to be added. I know what needs to be removed. I know everything. Obviously, I'm still learning a lot of things too, but it just gets easier over time and it starts with your one-on-one program. Last thing, this is the most important thing, is within a scalable one-on-one program, which is what we teach you how to do inside BGA, is that it can easily be converted into a group program or a course. Did you know that with BGA, it all started from a one-on-one program, and I just reduced access to me over time because I've perfected the process over time, and I want to help more people. I want to help thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I can't work with everyone, thousands of them one-on-one, because I'm going to burn out and end up in the hospital, right? And so your one-on-one coaching program, what we teach in BGA, is setting it up so that if you ever did want to launch a group coaching program, if you ever did want to do a course, remove access, not trade time for money anymore, you can. And so here's a sneak peek of what we teach inside BGA. It's just like 3 slides out of like hundreds that we share, but we actually teach our students how to create scalable offers, how to actually condense it, how to do all those things, how to create their framework so that people can actually go through their programs and therefore be able to scale it up into a group or course over time. And so this is Tara. She's a manifestation coach. And through using BGAR system, she actually clarified her own system and created a signature program, right? A lot of coaches, when they come in, they're doing custom work. No, we want you to create a signature offer. And what happened is she signed 2 clients right away, hit her first 4-figure month within 3 weeks of joining BGA because she was just on it. And this stuff that I'm showing you here, it's taught within module 2. So within the first 30 days, you're already learning this stuff. This is Cassandra. She's a fitness coach. She started her program and she got 3 paid clients. And she said that she would not have been able to do it without BGA. The structure of BGA helped her a lot, and it helped her clean her program up and narrow down what she's doing so that she's not all over the place trying to help everyone. In your programs, you should not feel all the time that you're all over the place, that you can't keep track of your clients, that you can't keep track of the results, that you can't keep track of anything. It should be brought to a place where you can be like confidently say, oh, easy. I know what this person's going through. I know what that person's going through. I know about what time frame they should be getting the result. And if they're not, I'm going to follow up with them. It should be clear to you over time. And in BGA, we help you with that. So how many of you guys are finding value from this so far? Because even if you don't have a one-on-one offer, this is going to help you so much in terms of foreshadowing for the future and being able to make better decisions. And if you're joining BGA and you're starting from scratch, I am so excited for you because this is the best foundational knowledge that you could ever get. And I wish I had this when I started. All of this was mistakes that I made. And looking back as a 7-figure entrepreneur, I was like, I see how that could have been more efficient. I'm going to take another sip of water and we're going to talk about mistake number 3. All right. Mistake number 3, the juiciest part of this training. Grab your notebooks, grab everything, write all this down. You don't know your numbers. Okay. So this is the math that I did when I started my business. And I'm sure, let me know in the live chat, this is the same math that you do too. If I want to make $10,000, I'm just going to take the price of my program multiplied by the number of clients that I need, or $10,000 divided by the price of my program, and that equals how many clients that I need. How many of you guys do this? I do this, right? I used to do this. But what you have to realize is this simple math formula is good enough for you to know how many clients you need, but it does not tell you what you actually need in your business to get those clients. Okay? It is not enough. And it is a big reason why new coaches get discouraged when they're not hitting their income goals. And when they're not hitting their income goals, they start going into their feelings. They start making it mean something about themselves. They start freaking out. They're not calm. They're not cool. They're not collected. They start self-sabotaging, doing all these random things. And then sales don't go up either way, right? And so let me explain. Most struggling coaches throw an arbitrary 10K per month goal without knowing any other number. Right? Everyone's like, I want to make a 10K a month, but they actually don't know how to get there beyond how many clients they need to sign. If your service is $1,000, you need 10 clients a month to make $10,000. That is simple, easy math. But what you do need to know on top of that, if you are a savvy business owner, and this is the competitive edge that we give our BJ students, is teaching them these things, because I didn't learn any of this until I hit multiple 6 figures in my business and started doing courses. You need to know your close rate, your show up rate, your calls booked, your landing page conversion. What is the traffic that you need? And I'm going to show you how to do this in this training so that you have a good understanding, and also you feel confident in knowing that if you decide to join BJ tonight before the timer expires, that you are going to be in excellent hands. Knowing the numbers that I just shared with you will help you identify what you need to fix in your sales process. These, again, like I said, are things that I did not track and I did not think of until I hit multiple six figures in business. But I share them inside the BOSSGRAM Academy because I want to give my students a competitive edge. There is so many coaches under the sun on Instagram. I can't even keep track anymore. But I want to make sure that if you were a BGA student, that you have something that the other coaches might not have. And that is knowing your numbers and being calm, cool, and collected when your launch may not go your way, because you know your numbers so well and you know what needs to be fixed in your business in order to get those numbers up. So here is the typical prospect journey. If you were in my training number 3, where we talked about content last Friday, I showed you a similar funnel, but this is not the same, okay? So when you're thinking about your prospects, this is what they're going through. They're likely going to go onto your sales page, right? Then from your sales page, they're likely going to book a call. So they book the call with you. But just because they book the call does not mean that they are going to show up for the call, right? So you want to make sure that you know the difference between a call being booked and a call being completed. So they book the call, then they actually go on the sales call. And if they decide to buy, then they go and onboard with you and they become an actual client. So what is the data points that you would need to track in between? So you want to ask yourself, how much traffic needs to be on your sales page? This is the amount of unique visitors that are on here. You can look at this through Google Analytics. Depending on your landing page software, you can also track this as well. Okay, so how many eyeballs do you even need in your sales page? Then from the sales page all the way to calls booked, you then want to ask, what is the registration percentage? How many people are actually booking the call? What is the opt-in rate? What is all that? They all mean the same thing, but of the people that went to your sales page, what percentage of them actually booked a call with you? Okay. Then of the people who booked a call, how many people actually showed up for the call? Who's ever been ghosted on a call? I have been ghosted probably 100 times in my days of doing sales calls. Okay. And I used to do free coaching calls too, and which I do not recommend, but I used to do those. And a lot of people would ghost me. And so you want to understand, what is the show up rate? Jade asked, do you teach how to look for visitors in BJ? Yes, we do. All right. Then from the sales call to the onboarding, what is your close rate? What is your conversion rate? How many people actually bought? So let's say even on this training, right? We had 5,000 people, let's say, sign up for the registration page for these trainings. But on average, on these trainings, we've got about 200, 300 people of you actually show up, right? So that's going to tell me that, okay, that this is my show up rate. Obviously, we have people watching the replays and they don't show up, but to each their own. And then from here, there might be an even smaller percentage of you who end up actually joining BGA. So that's my conversion rate. And so I need to know these numbers to figure out what I need to fix in my business instead of freaking out if I'm not hitting my launch goal. So let's dig into these numbers even more. All right, example. Let's say you want to make $5,000, but your program is $2,000. Or sorry, your program is $1,000, not $2,000. Ignore this one. It's supposed to be $1,000. Okay. You want to ask yourself, okay, how much traffic do you actually need? How many people need to see your offer in order for you to make $5,000 if your program is $1,000? First question you want to ask. All right, let's reverse engineer this. If you want 5 clients, okay, that's the number that at least we know we need. We know we need 5 clients. Okay, how many sales calls need to be completed in order for me to actually sign 5 clients? How many people need to be on a sales call to do that? Now, through your data, through actually experimenting or through using our BJ benchmark numbers, if you would like to do that, is you want to figure out, okay, what is your close rate? So let's imagine out of 10 clients, 10 prospects that you speak to on a call, maybe 3 of them will become clients. So your hypothetical close rate could be 30%. Okay. Then you want to do reverse math. And we teach this in BGA. It's just math. You figure out, okay, if I need 5 clients and my close rate is 30%, then that means I need about 17 sales calls completed a month, because 17 times 30% is 5 clients. Okay. So I know I need 17 sales calls booked per month. Knowing this, I need 17 sales calls completed. That doesn't mean that people aren't going to ghost, that people aren't going to show up and all that. So how many sales call in total booked in my calendar do I need? So I know that I need 17 sales calls completed in order for me to get 5 clients at a 30% close rate. How many sales calls do I actually need booked in my calendar, regardless if they show up or not? Okay, let's say on average, in your history of doing sales calls, or if you don't have that history, in BGA, we give you some benchmarks and you can talk to our other students and get an idea as well. Let's say on average, 60% of people will show up for these calls. Okay. So if you know that 60% of people will show up for these calls and you need 17 sales calls completed per month, then this means you need 28 calls booked. You need 28 calls in your calendar per month. Okay. Now you want to ask yourself, okay, reverse engineer this. So if I need 28 calls booked, how many people do I need to actually see my offer in order for them to book it? Now, let's say your landing page conversion is 5%, and you can get this data from maybe your landing page system, or when you join BGA, we give you benchmark numbers, or you can ask other students or whatever else. These numbers, these conversion rates are different for everyone. Let's say you know that about all the people who go onto your sales page, 5% of them will book a call. Okay, so knowing that you need 28 calls booked and 5% of people will book, then you need 560 eyeballs, unique eyeballs on your sales page per month. Now, this is when you get discouraged and you're like, oh my God, that's actually a lot more people than 5. A lot of people are like, oh, I just need 5 clients. Well, yes, you need 5 clients, but you also need 560 eyeballs on your offer if these are your rates, right? And again, these rates can look different for everyone. And so, this is when you ask yourself as a business owner, with the size of audience that I have, with all of the marketing campaigns and strategies that I'm using on social media, is it realistic and can I get 560 unique visits a month on my sales page? Can I get 28 calls booked per month? Is that realistic for me? If the answer is no, and these numbers are freaking you out, then instead of giving up on your coaching business and saying you're not good enough, you're going to stay calm, cool, and collected. And using our BGA system and us coaching you through it, we're going to show you what you need to fix. So let's say back here, we talked about how your landing page conversion was only 5%. Okay, well, here's a little sneak preview of what we teach in BJ and how to track these numbers. If the conversion rate is low and you're like, okay, no, I can't do 28 calls booked per month. I need I need to do less than that. Then maybe what you need to fix if your landing page conversion is low is fixing your sales page. Ask yourself, are the links to apply glitching out? Maybe the reason why your conversion rate is so low is because the CTA button is hard to see and it's hard to find, or maybe some of the CTA buttons aren't working. You might want to investigate that. Is the copy not resonating? Is the positioning not good? Is the offer not strong enough? Is the application form too lengthy? And if it's too lengthy, maybe that's what's preventing people from actually booking a call with you. Is there not enough call to actions for people to apply? So if you notice that your sales page conversion rate is low, you're going to want to pay attention to these numbers. Or let's say your show up rate. Let's say, is 20%. And you're like, oh God, this is a lot lower than what I wanted. And if it stays at 20%, that means that I need to book a lot of sales calls and get a lot of visitors on my page. Okay, so what can you do to increase show up rate? Can you send people reminder emails? Can you charge? I know Brittany Chantel Jackson in this call. I think Brittany, correct me if I'm wrong. It might not be you, but I know one of our students, she had a lot of struggles with increasing her show up rate. And what she did is she ended up charging for the calls. She said, hey, if you want to book a sales call with me, leave a $1 deposit or $10 deposit or $5 deposit. If you complete the call, I'll give you the deposit back. Right? So because people are actually paying for the call, but they're going to get putting a deposit in, they're going to show up, and that increased your show up rates. Right? Or let's say if your close rate is low and you're like, oh, dang, I'm getting the calls booked, but no one's converting as well. Then maybe you need to brush up on your sales skills. Maybe you need to shorten the sales call. Maybe you need to lengthen the sales call. Maybe you need to change the questions that you're asking, right? Or let's say you're like, oh gosh, I don't think that I can get that many visitors, or my visitors is really low compared to what I need. Okay, then that's a marketing issue, right? How can you collaborate with people? Can you can you do paid advertising? Can you do whatever else? And so, as you can see, what we teach inside BGA, this is just a Cliff's Notes version of it, is we're just showing you that when you don't hit your goal, it doesn't mean that you suck. It doesn't mean that it's your offer. It doesn't mean that it's your landing page. We won't know until you see the numbers. What conversion rates are low? What numbers are not adding up for you? What is broken in your funnel? And then you zone in and you fix it and you deal with it. All right. Bottom line is when you know your numbers, you have control. Knowing your numbers gives you control over your desired results. So instead of you thinking that you are a failure, instead of thinking and tying it to your identity, you can say, oh, I know why this is wrong. People aren't showing up to the webinar because I gave the replay page too soon, let's say. Maybe that's something that I might think about. Or, not a lot of people are buying BJ after the trainings. Let me look at the stats on YouTube. People are dropping off during these time points. Maybe I need to shorten my training. Maybe I need to talk about the offer during the training, which is an adjustment that we did. So let's say in the first training that I did, I left until the very end to talk about BGA. And what we saw is that everyone dropped off near the end through data, because I was like, whoa, this did not meet my expectations at all. Now we sprinkle what BJ is about throughout the training while also teaching you guys. And we've noticed a lift in sales. And so that's not me saying, oh my gosh, it's over for me. Like, no one's going to sign up for BJ. BJ sucks, yada, yada, yada. No, it's me looking at the numbers and seeing what we need to tweak during our launch period in order to meet the enrollment goal or whatever else. And so that's kind of what knowing your numbers is going to be very important, going from facts to feelings. In order to be a CEO of your business, in order to scale up your business, and in order to meet the goals that you want, you need to be in control. And in order to be in control, you need to know your numbers. So this is a sneak peek of what we teach inside BGA. We actually teach two different ways: direct to sales call or webinars, because we do teach master classes as well. And we just go through the typical numbers. And also we have different cheat sheets. This is just one of them, is, hey, if you're noticing that these numbers are low, then this is what you're going to want to do. And the core culprits of why these numbers might be low is because, your positioning, your tech, maybe it's the lack of reminders, maybe it's your sales call skills, maybe it's your positioning. We actually give you the cheat sheet so that you can course correct during your launch. These lessons are in module 5, and we basically tell students like, hey, these lessons are in module 6. We basically tell students, hey, do your launch, but let me show you these numbers that you need to keep track of during your launch, because as you do your launch, you're going to notice you might not hit your sales goal. So look at the numbers and see what you can do. This is Tiffany. She joined the program, and this is what she said. She did her launch, right? She had a great launch result thanks to her understanding her numbers. She said, okay, great. I did the masterclass. I had a 70% attendance rate. Okay. And these are things that we teach students to do. So when they're reporting on their launch, they're not just saying, oh, I made this much and I signed this many clients. Some students do that, but other students that are really applying the lessons, they're like, okay, these were my numbers. This is what happened. So Tiff, she said, okay, I had a 70% attendance rate, which is amazing, like really great. And the masterclass itself was super engaging. She had 2 signups from that masterclass, even though she had a lot of people attend that masterclass. And so that's when she realized, okay, clearly people aren't buying directly from the masterclass, and I need to get my numbers up. So what am I going to do? She didn't panic. She said, something that helped was actually DMing everyone who actively took part in my masterclass and ensuring that I could answer any questions that they had. And this came from the fact that she knew her numbers, and she knew that if she only left it to the masterclass to do the job, she wouldn't get the job done and she would not hit her goal. And because she saw, hey, a lot of people are showing up, but they're not converting. What's wrong? She then thought of a new strategy of, I'm going to DM each person that attended and answer their questions one-on-one. And that helped her hit her goal. And so here she said she's made 40 times her investment with BGA and 30 times in profit, which is incredible. But I just want to more so highlight this fact right here, because it tells you that when you know your numbers, you know what you need to do and you know what to course correct. This is Ellen, and I just want to showcase our process. Is December 2019, when she joined back, she rushed through the entire program. She missed a few steps. She didn't go through it in detail, and her launch flopped. Okay. And Ellen is actually one of our students that requested a refund because her launch flopped, right? And so she said she didn't follow the process correctly. Now, when she asked for the refund, she was already past her refund policy, which is 60 days. And she also didn't do all the work. So we're like, hey, Ellen, sorry, but you need to actually go through the program and do all the work. And then and then we'll see. Right. And so she was like, screw it. Okay. You know what? If you're making me do the whole program, I'll do the whole program and show you that your program sucks. And she did the whole program. And guess what? She sold out 8 students in 2 weeks. And she actually had to waitlist her program. And so this is the power of following the BJ process and the system that I have spent 3 years in perfecting and defining so that you don't necessarily need to get results with me doing one-on-one calls with every single person that's in the program. And so, has today's training helped you see things that you didn't before? Comment yes in the live chat so I know. Nancy Vang asked, DMing to follow up feels icky to me. How effective is it? Well, one thing that you have to realize, Nancy, is let's say of all the people that are asking questions in this live chat, would it be icky or would it be an act of service for me to be like, hey, Nancy, I saw that you asked a question in the live chat or saw that you attended my training. I wanted to see how I could help you. Do you have any questions for me that I might not have answered or that I might not have covered? Or is there anything I can help you with in terms of seeing how this could apply to your business? And if you don't want it, then you would just say no. But for me, it's like, I want to make sure that 235 of you are taken care of, right? The way that I do it is not necessarily DMing everyone because there's so many of you on here on this call. But for our students, it's maybe like 10 people on 20, 30, 50 people is more manageable. But for me, what I do is I have my whole team here in the live chat answering your questions and making sure that you guys feel seen, appreciated, loved, and heard so that I don't have to like DM each and every one of you. But for me, when I think of it, when you are following up and DMing someone and making sure that they're taken care of, that they have everything that they need, especially if they've attended your training, it's likely they have a problem that they want solving. Otherwise, they wouldn't be at your training in the first place. You know, it's an act of service and it shows exemplary customer support service. And so that's kind of what I think about is I always think about service, not selling. And so anyways, this is a very small taste of the solutions that we provide inside the BOSSGRAM Academy. And today and tonight is the last time to enroll and take advantage of the bonuses. So we've got the BOSSGRAM Academy, instant access to this. We're going to be doubling our prices soon. So tonight is your last chance of really enrolling while also getting the 2 bonuses. So the first one is the content repurposing bundle. I show you the entire step-by-step of how I increase my reach, increase my post frequency. I'm able to do all these things without trading too much time for money because I've mastered the art of repurposing content. And we threw in an extra bonus for everyone, and that is getting my KPI tracking sheet, a template of it. On January 5th, we're going to release it to anyone who's joined during this time period. And you will also get invited to a 2-hour, not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, 2-hour live group coaching call with me. It's going to be intimate and private and all that stuff. And what we're going to do on that call is I'm going to go through how to use the tracker so that you're set up for the new year. I'm going to answer any questions so that if you have any questions about like how to actually apply this for your business, I will do that. And it's going to be an amazing time. And I'm going to share with you just things that I've done in my business to really set up my year for success. And I want to share that with you because I know that if you're enrolling during this time period, you are likely going to be launching your business in 2022 because it takes about 3 to 6 months. And so that's what I'm offering to you. And this is expiring tonight. Brittany can attest to this. I don't normally do like long live group coaching calls, lots of customization. That's not really what I'm about anymore, but I'm doing this for people who decide to join tonight because I want to make sure as many people as possible are set up right for 2022. And I will do this for 2 hours. You can ask me anything and I will help you as best as possible to make sure you feel confident with your business in 2022. You cannot lose with this offer. I'm telling you. And so remember that when you join tonight before 11:59 p.m. PST, you get the BOSSGRAM Academy. You get the content repurposing bonus, which is limited time only. This will be a paid offer afterwards. And then you will also get this as well. But this will be expiring because I'm not going to be offering this anymore anytime soon. All right, to remind you guys, phase 1, if those of you who want to learn more about BGA, phase 1, we teach you how to clarify your offer. We're going to go through any mindset blocks that are holding you back from taking action. We'll narrow down your business offer, make it scalable, teach you how to do it, and then also teach you how to get beta clients so that you can get your first few clients so that you can validate your one-on-one coaching offer. This is more like the pre-launch phase. In the first 30 days, you will have an offer and clients to validate that offer throughout your pre-launch. Then, before I get ahead, there's Jasmine. She's a leather work coach. And within 2 weeks, she signed her first paid client using our BGA process, which is incredible. Then you're going to go into phase two, which is attracting. This is all about while you're validating your offer, at the same time, we got to build up your socials. We got to make sure that you've got decent reach, right? So we're going to help you with Instagram and we're going to help you create content that will build demand for your big launch. In the next 30 days afterwards, so within 60 days, you will have our content conversion strategy paired with our 6 and 7 figure Instagram strategies to attract the people that you want for your program launch. Real results, real people. Andrea, branding coach, right? She was able to book a 30-minute paid strategy call with her first paid client because of her content. They loved her content so much, they decided to book a call with her. This is Anna. She's a career coach. She was like, I'm in complete disbelief. Prior to starting BJ, I was convinced that you need thousands of followers first, a pretty website, amazing testimonials before you can get paid clients using social media. She discovered BJ and learned that the number of followers is just a vanity metric, and all I need is content that converts. She watched the Instagram model, watched the content module, and she was able to sign 2 clients. 2 clients booked a call with her right away. And this was all between modules 3 and 4. Now, within phase 3, this is when we're going to launch your offer. I'm going to show you how to build your first funnel, how to do masterclasses similar to this one. I'm going to do everything for you. The tech, the emails, there's so many tutorials. Then I'm going to teach you how to actually reverse engineer your goals, very similar to what I showed you today, just so, but the full-blown picture of it, and also show you my step-by-step sales call process, how to actually upsell, downsell, do all those things within those calls, how to actually onboard your client, how to use PayPal, how to invoice, all the things is done for you. And so this is just an example of some of the things that we provide. We do the we do the presentations for you. We do the emails for you, and all you need to do is plug and play. So in the last 30 days of the program, in the last phase, you will launch your coaching program in full and you will sign painful clients like a boss. This is Jasmine. She's a trans empowerment coach, and she signed her first full paid client for $4,500 thanks to the BJ system. And I'm so happy for her. This is Laurent. He's a parenting coach, and he was able to sign a paid client within 1 hour of using our sales call scripts. And what's interesting with Laurent is that for 2 months, he had 0 income. And then once he joined BJ, that all changed for him, which I am incredibly happy about. Michelle, I've shared her testimonial a few times because I love how she broke down her journey. She quit her job. She joined BGA. She started testing out with beta clients. So she followed our process to the T, 300, 500, 10,000, not 10,000, 1,000, 2,000. And then she started increasing her prices. Then she finally used our system to launch her full program. And when she launched, she hit her first 5-figure month at 12,600. And then a month later, she hit her another 5-figure month and had her first 10K week. So she really applied everything that we learned. We do find that some students, they like still nitpick and choose, but when you actually follow the full thing, this is what's possible. And so with your enrollment tonight at BJ before it expires, you also get 12 additional bonuses to boost your biz. The hashtag Boss Bank, IG carousel template so you don't have to do graphic design, getting started with Facebook ads with Daria. If that's something that you want to explore and you want to make sure you have more traffic and you want to pay for it, that's perfect for you. We teach you how to set up your client portals. So once your client's actually on board, how to actually create an amazing client experience. SIAC is covering that. Brittany, who's been in every single training. I love Brittany so much. She's going to teach you how to set up your business for financial success, teach you when to DIY, how to hire out your bookkeeping, how to pay yourself, what you need to do. I'm going to show you a sales copy template so that you can actually set up your sales pages. I'm going to show you lead magnets. If you want to do lead magnets and build up your list, this is a part of our bonus training. And there's a full blown, it's pretty much like a mini course, to be honest. That's why the value is so high. Nina is a lawyer. She was also a past BGA student. She's going to teach you how to set up your business legally and go through all the must-haves in your business to protect yourself. Ella is an NLP coach, and she's going to teach you how to basically a mental model of how to eradicate some of the limiting beliefs that you might have and reframe those things, which is going to be really helpful if you're feeling stuck in the program, but also it's going to help you with your clients if they find themselves in a similar situation. Clorinda is an SEO coach. She is also a past BGA student, and she's going to help you if you want to do blogging, how to set up your SEO for that so you get even more traffic and reach. And then finally, our newest guest expert, which is Jackson. He's going to teach you how to increase your reach for TikTok. He was also a student of BJ, and he's been able to get lots of success using our framework and applying it to TikTok. So I invited him so that you guys can, while you're doing Instagram Reels, you can also do TikTok as well. Yes, Kat says this is such a 360 course. I love it. It really is. It took me 3 years to develop. And the best thing is that when you join, When you join, you secure the price at $997 before I increase it. And next year, I'm telling you right now, I'm doing another update in the program. So you're going to be able to get that update and secure it for yourself. So that's going to be really important for you to know is this is the best deal that you're going to get. If you decide to join later, you can join later on your own time, but I'm just telling you, this is really the best offer. And I think a lot of current BJ students will attest to that. So when you join, you get private access to our Facebook community, and I also do monthly calls. So this is something that I reintroduced back because I miss talking to my students so much. So even though a lot of students got results without these calls, me and Joyce, we just love you guys so much. We want to interact and hang out and just see what you guys are up to. This is where we also celebrate wins, which is amazing. And again, this week only, you get the content repurposing bundle where I share you the step-by-step of how to maximize and stretch out your content even more. There's about 6 lessons inside of this one. And you also get the KPI bonus plus the call with me. So this is really the big kahuna. And I really hope you take advantage of this offer and sign up tonight before we expire it, because I will likely not do something like this ever again. And many people have asked for that KPI tracker. If I ever give it away, I'm going to charge lots of money for it. And so just make sure that you take advantage of this last call bonus that we threw in over the weekend. So with your enrollment, you will get the KPI tracker and also a live group coaching call with me. That's going to be 2 hours long in the new year. Just know that it's not instant access because I will do want to spend time perfecting this. And so I'm going to launch the KPI tracker to the students on January 5th, and the call will take place the next day, January 6th. So you have one day to just kind of like feel around the tracker, and then we're going to use the tracker together so that you're set up for success. So let me remind you, here's what you don't need. You don't need a basic Instagram course, okay? I already teach a lot of basic Instagram tips on my Instagram channel. You also don't need an Instagram only program that's only going to be worthless if Instagram stops existing. What you do need is you need to future-proof your business with lifelong business skills, sales skills, and marketing on top of learning something like Instagram and TikTok and all these different platforms that you can apply in the future. So for example, with Nadine, even though the primary platform that we teach is Instagram, she was able to apply it to her Facebook group, and she was able to revive it and get 929% increase in engagement. This is Lisa. She was able to use a lot of our DM strategies that we teach for Instagram, but apply it for LinkedIn. And she was able to sign her first high ticket beta client using LinkedIn, applying our strategies. And so just showing you that even if you decide not to do Instagram in the future after joining BGA, everything that we teach is applicable to any other platform. What you also need is a program that eliminates all the second guessing and allows you to not do any rookie mistakes that many people make, including myself when I started. Debbie, she's an existing student in BGA. She wrote this last week. I first thought the investment was kind of much, but now that I see what BGA gives and comparing it to $10,000 programs, BGA tops it all. So I'm telling you right now, this is the best offer before we increase our price, because I'm realizing that I am undervaluing BGA by a lot. And I want to make sure that my pricing matches the value of what I believe. So just make sure you get in before I increase that price and before I level up my standards for the pricing. Benny asked, thank you. I am 5 days into the program, and I have said it was one of the best programs that I've ever purchased. The amount of info and details is incredible. Before BGA, I was feeling stuck because I didn't know how to move forward, but I like that there is a system in place so that I can implement and follow it. Thank you. Doug said, best course I've taken in a long time. Other courses I've taken take to tell you what to accomplish, but not often how to do it. So a lot of these trainings that I'm doing this whole week and last week was what to do, why it's important, but BJ is going to show you and fill in the gaps of how to actually get there. And so make sure you enroll before we double the prices in the new year. And also the best time to enroll is before tonight because you also get 2 bonuses. So you get the content repurposing bonus that will expire after tonight and the KPI tracker plus the 2-hour group coaching call with me to kick off the new year. And so I'm going to answer any questions now at this point. And I'm also going to throw up where you can enroll. I know my team has been throwing this up a few times already, which is awesome. And so let me see what questions you guys might have. I will put this like this. Let's go see the questions. Right. Okay, first question. Actually, before we do questions, I'm going to drink a water. Okay. One question that my team has sent to me is, can I purchase BGA now and put a hold on my account and start a later time? So when you join BGA, your 12-month access starts right away, and you're able to access the entire BGA program. Out of fairness for all of our students, we're actually not able to hold your account. So if you need more time throughout the program, what we do have is we have extension opportunities for you. So you can actually pay less and extend it if you do feel you need more time over the 12 months. But really, how I've designed the program is for people to get results in 60 to 90 days of signing paid clients. And so, even though we're giving you 12 months access, getting the full result doesn't necessarily take a full year. Like for me, it didn't take me a full year to launch a coaching business and sign clients. And for a lot of students, it doesn't take the full 12 months. We're just giving you access of 12 months in case you want to go back to any of the material. Michelle asks, would BJ work for someone who is already an established coach? So what I recommend is going to this website, www.bossgramacademy.com/live, and just review the course walkthrough. I actually filmed a full walkthrough of the entire course, all the lessons that are taught, and you can make an assessment if any of those lessons speak to you and if you feel like you need them. Because what really BJ is for people who are starting out, who've never signed clients before and want to sign clients and launch their full offer. And so just make sure you check out that full video. I think it's like a 10-minute walkthrough. I literally share the Kajabi portal and I walk through everything that you need to see in order to make a decision. Alyssa K, who is also in the chat, is a seasoned coach, and she mentioned that it was super valuable to her. Okay, so Alyssa was in the program. She's in the live chat, and she did answer this saying that it was helpful for her and that the content training alone is good for any stage of coach. So it really depends. Like some people, they just want to take pieces of the program because they know that it's going to be really valuable and they're going to learn a lot. And then other people, they do the full thing because they need the full thing. And so, Michelle, I highly recommend you go through that walkthrough because I'm as transparent as possible of what's taught in the program. Even today, I screenshotted a few things and showed you like, hey, this is what we teach, just so that you can see that it's comprehensive and it's not like inspirational quote posts every single slide. Are the courses in BGA released all at once or is it drip fed? Yeah, so it's all at once. You get the full access, everything. You can work at your own pace. And that's why we have incredible testimonials of people getting results in like 11 days, 30 days, whatever. It's because they're just zipping through. So it really depends on how you want to pace yourself. We do have recommendations of how to pace yourself, but ultimately that is up to you. What isn't released at once is that KPI tracker and that 2-hour New Year group coaching call with me. That's going to be released in January because I want to like clean it up and make sure you guys have it by New Year. And then also the live calls with me every month. Those are live. So those aren't like immediate access, if that makes sense. Next question, does BJ work for product-based businesses? So BJ is really designed specifically for new coaches and consultants who want to sell services. And so, oh, this is like covering my face. And so very similar to like what I said in this training is like, there is a benefit and there's a reason why it's niched down to that, because that's what makes a successful course. And so if you're wanting a product-based business course, I highly recommend maybe looking for a course that's specific to your needs so that you can really maximize your learning and your investment in that program. But again, you can look through all the materials. But the reason why it's not suitable for product-based businesses is because when you have a product-based business, you're going to need to know like influencer strategy. You're going to need to know different numbers like your cost of goods, your inventory costs. You're going to know a lot of these different things that I don't provide in the program, right? Or like setting up your storefront, whether it's Shopify, Amazon, drop shipping, whatever you need. I know e-commerce because my boyfriend's in e-commerce. And so it wouldn't really help you. And I feel like if you're going to spend this money, you should join a program that's specific to helping you with your product-based business and taught by someone who has a product-based business. That's when you're going to get the most results, right? Next thing, is this a course you can take at your own pace and time? Yes, it is. BJ is a self-study program. We provide a recommended schedule for part-timers and full-timers, but it's really up to you how you want to spend your 12 months. And again, that's why we see people getting results really fast because they go through the material really fast. Other students, they launch it after a while past the 90-day mark because they needed more time, and that's totally fine as well. We have students taking the course once and then taking it again to just reframe and do everything all over again. So within that 12 months, it's really up to you what you want to do with the program. How do you communicate with students in your program? Asked Aya. That's a great question. So we have a Facebook community, and that's where all the students communicate. We also send any emails. So if there's any important information that you need to know, we do it through email. And then on top of that, we have the live streams, and that's through the Facebook group as well. And that's just a live stream call, very similar to this one. Um, so there's that. And then inside the Facebook group too, we have Kyla and Joyce, who are our community managers. They work full time. And what they do is they answer questions. They like direct you to previous threads that might be helpful to you. Like sometimes they'll do amazing things like, maybe they might see a thread that in the past it's been really helpful. And if you're answering a question that's already been asked, they might like send you to that thread. So it's really great. They do it full time and they work really hard. And so yeah, it's a really great community. Is BJ enrollment open all year? So yes, enrollment for BJ will still be open, but the price will be increasing and you will not get the Black Friday bonuses such as the content repurposing bonus and the KPI tracker plus the live group coaching call with me. So if you decide that you want to enroll another time next spring, next summer, next year, whatever, like it will be there. You can enroll, but I cannot guarantee that you're going to get it at this price. I cannot and for sure I can tell you that those bonuses will not be there. And so that's why very similar to any Black Friday special or any Cyber Monday special, this is a special time to enroll, basically. All right, next question. Can the program help you reach a global audience? Yeah, and that's my mission. Like social media is the purpose of you to reach different people in the corner, for you to be able to work with clients in different countries, for you to be able to do all that stuff. I get really excited when I see more students in different countries, and it's always amazing to me that social media has allowed us to do that. And so yes, you can. And a lot of our students have international clients all around the world, which is amazing. And you can also visit our reviews page. Kylie or Joyce or someone, can you put in the live chat just our reviews page? You can also see the different countries that people are in, or the different regions. And it's a very diverse program, which I'm really happy about. A question that I also get too is like, is it only for women? No, it's not. There's a lot of men in the program too. Obviously it's women dominated because that just seems to be the audience that I attract. But you can see from my YouTube content, my Instagram content, everything, it's really unisex. Like I don't try to just market to women. I do both. And so, BJ's for anyone who's just a new coach, regardless of gender, age, race, anything. And you'll see like the diversity in our reviews page, which is amazing. Okay, how many hours of work a day is required if you intend on finishing it in 3 to 4 months? So we have about 40 lessons that are active in the program. And then there's a lot more that are like tutorials and bonuses and all that stuff. And so each lesson is about 15 to 30 minutes each, depending on the lesson. And so you can kind of do the math of like, okay, 40 video lessons, let's say max each of them are like 20 minutes long. How many minutes do you think you'd want to spend on that? And so you will receive full access. And then you'll also get the schedule. So we actually break down what we recommend in terms of doing it. And also everything in the program is laid out for you in order. And so it should be pretty straightforward. But I will tell you that there's about, in the core curriculum, 40 to 50 lessons, I would say. Each one is about 15 to 30 minutes each. And then we also have a huge bonus bag, but it's a bonus for a reason. So it's not necessarily mandatory that you go through the bonus bag. But a lot of students do when they want to. Do you get all the bonuses if you join the payment plan? Yes, you do get all the bonuses if you join the payment plan. The only bonus that you wouldn't get, and I haven't been promoting this bonus that much because there's just so many bonuses, is when you pay in full at the $997 price, you also get an additional bonus that is going to teach you how to set up a Facebook group, and it shows you the methods that I use to grow my Facebook group to 15,000 members. So that one is a painful bonus. But if you are a payment plan person, then you would get all the bonuses just minus the Facebook group one, just because, we just wanted to make the painful option a bit more special, but you wouldn't be missing out on much. And if you wanted the Facebook group bonus, Kylie, you can correct me in the live chat if I'm spreading fake news, but I believe you could also buy it separately if you wanted to add it on, let's say, to your BJ journey. Okay, so those were all the BJ questions that I saw. And then there's some training questions that Kylie wanted me to answer. So I'm just seeing the list of questions that Kylie sent to me. One of them was by Nancy, is how can you market yourself if you aren't coach certified or have a certification? So basically with the certification is necessary depending on your niche. So let's say you are someone dabbling with more so mental disorders, therapy, health, maybe, I don't know. You want to check if you need a certification for that. I know for, let's say, holistic health or nutrition, you need a certification. But for anything else, I find that you don't need one. And the reason why I actually don't recommend that you get a certification is because you won't know what certification you actually need until you work with clients. So I made a mistake of spending $2,000 on an NLP certification because I thought that that's what I needed in order to be legit and in order to get clients. And it was a waste of money because when I did this NLP certification, I've never worked with clients before. And so I couldn't really see how the certification could apply because I didn't have real life experience to back it up. I also couldn't ask the right questions because I've never worked with clients, right? So I couldn't say like, "Oh, how would this apply if I have a client that's going through this?" So I just like didn't maximize my investment. And so, what I recommend a lot of my students to do is go through the beta process first, do the pre launch, and actually work with the first few clients because you'll be surprised by what you actually need. Right. And then once you actually have an understanding of, oh, this is what it's really like working with clients. I'm really not good at this. Or, oh, okay, this is something I really want to level up on. Or, this is actually what my clients need. Then you're able to ask better questions in terms of which certification do I actually need? Do you need this certification or that certification? You have more information to base off of. And I see a lot of people wasting money on certifications because they're buying the certifications for the wrong reason. They're buying it because they think it's social proof for themselves that it's going to get them clients, but majority of my students don't have certifications and they've gotten clients. And then when they have the money, thanks to the fact that they use the BJA process to get clients, now they have the money to invest in the certification that they need. And they have the experience to back up what certification that they need. And they're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall being like, oh, okay, well, I heard that this certification is helpful, so maybe I'll get it. It's like, no, based on my experience, I know that I need this certification because my client asked this question and I struggled with answering it, or I realized that this is one area of the client journey that I'm really passionate about and that I want to level up in. So that's why I really do not recommend doing a certification until you have a little bit of experience of working with at least like 3 clients. And that's what we teach you in BGA. In the first 2 modules, you're already working with beta clients, and we show you our process of how to get those beta clients, even if you're starting from scratch. All right. How do we get clients? Okay. So this is the how. This is what we teach in BGA. But essentially, our students inside BGA within the first 2 modules, we show them a system where they can do market research. And through that market research process is where they start eliciting beta clients. And it's not in any sleazy way. It's very organic and natural. And it's a really amazing process just seeing students be so excited that like, I can't believe it. I have a client. How did this even happen? And it's all because of the strategies that we teach inside BGA. And so if you want to know how to get clients, join BGA and we'll show you how, step by step, on how to get clients and launch your business. But the system that we use is we don't do cold DMing. I'll tell you that. No cold DMing. Everything is organic. And we also teach social media strategies that help attract clients to DM you and all that. So we really try to avoid doing a lot of like cold outreach. And if you are upselling or talking or trying to get beta clients and clients in general, it all comes from organic conversation. And the people who you're already talking to were already attracted with what you had to offer in the first place. Okay, Bearski asks, oh, Bearski, it's you again. You asked a question like a few trainings ago. Welcome back. How do you deal with being ghosted? Ooh, okay. So dealing with being ghosted is being very, very specific on who you want to serve and having guardrails in place, right? So having a cancellation policy, maybe taking a deposit, or if you do find that a particular type of person is ghosting, you want to ask yourself, okay, well, do you have enough reminders in place? Are you even sending a reminder? Are you DMing them being like, hey, looking forward to our call in 10 minutes or something, just to get them, realizing, hey, you're a real human and you're waiting on them. Do you have, and based on the people that are ghosting, if you're seeing a pattern, like, are you attracting the wrong people? Is the purpose of the call not strong enough? Do you not have an application process? Like, there's a lot of different things that would contribute to why someone's ghosting and what you can do to fix it. And in module 6, when we go through reverse engineering your goals and figuring out what to fix, we give you different solutions on how to do that. So that's just an example of what we do. And so we also, one thing that I should add is inside the BJ Facebook group, we have a lot of students who share that story. Like, hey, I got ghosted. What do I do? And so the value of it, I wish I had a screenshot of the student who said this, but he loved the BJ program. But what he loved the most was the community and the Facebook group. because because my program is so nailed down to the process and to the ideal client, everyone is going through the same thing that you're going through. And we also have alumni students in there, or people in there who like are a few steps ahead. Maybe they're in module 6 and they go back and they tell you, hey, this is what happened when I got ghosted, and this is what I did. And we also find that there are some students who share different strategies that we teach in BGA that they tweak, that they modified, that work for them. So when you join BGA tonight before it expires, not only are you getting to learn from me, but you get to learn from thousands of coaches who actually are just a few steps ahead of you and remember the situations really fresh in their mind. If you were to ask me 3 years ago when I got ghosted, what specifically did I say? I'll be like, oh, I don't really remember. That was 3 years ago, right? I'm teaching you the high level strategies and the step by step, but the students are going to fill those gaps and be like, this is exactly what I said. This is what happened to me. And this happened 2 weeks ago. And this is the immediate result that I got. So that is the incredible value of joining BGA, because you get that community aspect as well. And you also get to network. We've seen some students collaborate with each other. They've started to do something similar that we have in BGA, like guest experts. We've seen students like guest expert in other students' programs, and then they've been able to like grow their following and their reach. And it's just incredible. And so those are all the questions that I see right now that Kylie has sent over. But just one last thing is just remember, guys, like tonight is the last night. We expire the offer at 11:59 p.m. PST, including the replays and everything. So right after this, once I end it, my operations manager, Alice, is going to put this up on the landing page so that you guys get it right away and send out the email and everything. So really catch up on the replays if you're still on the fence of BGA. I've just shared with you like a few of the things that we teach and giving you an example of my teaching style as well. I'm very direct. I'm very numbers focused. I think about scalability. I think about long-term results. I'm not just someone that's going to teach you like, oh, do a one-on-one program and like not scale it all, like not think about the future. I really want to teach you guys how to be CEOs, because it was such a hard struggle for me the last 3 years of like figuring out how to do it myself. And so I just want to make sure that if I'm able to reduce the amount of time and effort and mistakes that you guys can make, then I've done my job. And I think really that's what makes the BJ program stand out the most. And so anyways, oh, I see someone I know, Becky. Becky, I went to school with Becky. Thank you for your honesty. Is there an ecom or product-based program or mentor you recommend? Yeah, I have a friend. Her name is Nancy. She's the owner of Escape Swimwear. She actually has a program called e-commerce academy. It's called ECA. I can send you that, Becky, but she's an amazing friend of mine, and she's gotten a lot of success with her e-commerce business. And so I'll send you that over, Becky, because we're friends. And so anyways, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm so excited for those of you who have decided to join us, and I cannot wait to see you guys inside the program. If you have any questions, it is the day to ask them. So make sure you DM me. I have my whole team in my DMs. Make sure to email us at support@vanessalau.co. And I hope to see you guys on the inside. And thank you guys. Oh, Nancy says joining today. Sanika says joining today. Alicia says joining. I'm so excited. Paul says, Vanessa, you have a great teaching style. Thank you. This is the similar teaching style that I have in BGA. And so the reason why I had these programs was just so that you guys can get a sample of who I am, what I stand for, what my mission is, what I care about, what my goals are for you guys, my process, my systems, and everything, without necessarily giving you the entire BGA program, because you guys would be so overwhelmed. But anyways, goodbye. I will end the broadcast, and I will see you guys over on social media. And if you decide to join, I will see you inside BGA. Bye, guys.